Yeah, I mean, you could if you want to, but I was just thinking like, like I'm also like what you just said about the personal brand thing, that is so like that is something I'm really trying to hone in on. And I
Yeah.
don't want to just like post randomly, because everything that I do has to kind of like going forward, everything I do has to have like an intent, you know what I mean? And
Right.
I feel like rather than getting lost on this path of like, trying to become like a social media presence and an influencer, and this persona, right? You have to have certain core traits, core values, core beliefs, and things that, kind of guide it, right? So, like having like a solid workout routine, like kind of documenting that, like, I don't know, you probably know this guy Ashton Hall kind of blew up recently.
Not
You know,
ringing a bell.
Ashton Hall, he's like the fitness guy, like the guy who runs, he's like
Oh
running.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I really understood one thing from him is like even within a year, if you have like very focused content, like a content strategy, you don't need to be posting a ton of stories. Like he doesn't post a ton of stories.
Yeah,
He just like he honed in on one thing, is like making really good reels, and that's what really blew him up, right?
for sure.
Well, I'm thinking like I can like as I'm trying to obviously I want to hear what you have to say about, the personal brand thing that you're trying to roll out, but I'm thinking there could be like one that's not just making like workout and lifestyle ASMR kind of stuff. That's not my focus really. I want to
Yeah.
create cool cinematic storylines, like storytelling, right? And it's gonna actually be acting, like it's gonna actually involve like acting. It's not just like a day in the life kind of thing, like Dan Bilzerian's kind of thing. Like I want to actually tell stories that make whichever character I'm trying to portray, it makes it seem like, oh, this is not like a regular day-to-day person.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I kind of want that aura, and I think social media, like Instagram, like if there's one thing you go all in on, and it can actually give you compounding returns for the rest of your life, that's probably like something like Instagram. Like I don't know what could happen in the future, like I don't know, but one thing's for sure, like if we were to hone in on something like and be the masters at it, then that's just, you know that's the best
Yeah,
way to do it.
definitely, man. And that's something that Ty Lopez talks about too, where he says that as, robots come in and they start doing all of the dishes and start doing the laundry and all of these different tasks begin to get delegated,
Hmm.
what'll happen is the last thing that'll be left is charm. The last thing that'll be left is charisma.
Yeah.
The last thing that's gonna be, standing is gonna be individuals that really stand out in just kind of their own like personal brand, basically.
Hmm.
Ty Lopez talks about how the last thing left will be personal brands.
Oh,
And,
100. Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but I can definitely tell you for sure that if there's like a good way to make money, a good way to attract women and make friends, it's by, yeah, I mean, developing a social media presence, like not just a good profile. So having a cool grid, having good pictures and everything is one thing, but having an actual organic audience and then having a bunch of followers, like a real genuine 10K, 15K, 20K audience on your Instagram is a completely whole separate thing.
Hmm.
And this isn't going to be the exact same thing as like, buying bot followers and stuff like that. Because previously, the problem was that the only way to grow on Instagram to get a real organic audience was to either just go out into the world and meet a lot of people and shake a lot of hands and just add people manually. Like I know people that have gotten accounts up to 10K just because they've been networking for
Hmm.
5-10 years, and it started way back in like college where they
Hmm.
were adding people by hand in college or whatever. But that's not what I did. And then even my personal page only has a couple thousand followers.
Right.
But like my business page, the reason that it has so many is because I post reels consistently every single day. And not only do I post reels, but I've figured out ways to make reels go viral very easily as well. And so
Hmm.
when you get viral reels, that's when you start getting followers. Like pretty much for about every million views that you get, you'll get 1,000 followers. So you can break down that math. Now that leads to another problem is like, how do I go viral? And then number two is how do I go viral without the trial and error, and then posting a bunch of stuff on my page all day and pissing off all of the people that I know, my neighbor, my friend from school, my sister, right? The girl that you met last weekend at the bar, she's following you on Instagram today. So if you were to hypothetically start posting a reel every single day in an attempt to start going viral and to grow an organic audience, well, you know, especially if you're doing a bad job with posting content, that would start to look kind of weird. Like, she'd be like, what, you know, this guy posts every single day. Like, what is he, like, full of himself, or like, what is he trying to do?
Right. Yeah.
It's not even that good. And it's, you know, people will call it cringe or whatever. Because anytime you're trying to do something before it's successful, people will always knock it. They'll always be like, why is he doing that? Like, you know, that's weird. That's stupid. That's cringe. Look at him trying. And then when it gets successful, they're all like, oh, this motherfucker's a genius. But the beautiful thing that I think where I can now actually step in and like guide and mentor guys on this is that because of Instagram trial reels, you can now post Instagram reels on your profile and nobody sees that you're posting it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So in case you guys don't know what trial reels is it's a feature where you can upload as many reels as you want to onto your organic Instagram, onto your personal Instagram profile, but it does not get shown on your feed or on your reels tab at all. It gets shown on a separate tab that only you can see, and it's called your trial reels. And so that gets shown to only non-followers. So that means that, you know, could somebody that's following you maybe, you know, run across it in the feed? They could, but that would probably be fine. Like, first of all, it'd be few and far between. And then second of all, if it's in their feed, that means that Instagram thinks that it's a good video and it's putting it out there in the algorithm. So the only time that somebody has been able to see my trial reel and then they send it to me and I'm like, wait a second, how are you seeing this? Like, this is on a trial reel. I checked back on the trial reel and that trial reel has 10, 15, 20,000 views. So like, it's not going to be seen unless it's doing good anyways. Like, if it's really bad, a trial reel will dead ass reach like 5 people. It'll reach like it'll stop it at like 100. So what we can start doing now is we can start coming up with strategies to create really simple videos just through CapCut and just creating a bunch of different hooks and iterations and a bunch of like, you know, basically like a daily, like as a part of your daily routine, you know, putting one of these viral reels on your trial reels, and it's gonna have the potential to go viral, and you're giving yourself the chance to go viral once a day. And
only once a day you could, what do you mean? Like, you can post as many trial reels as you want, right?
yeah, I mean, you know, it's not easy to make reels, right? So at the end of the day, it's always gonna take a little bit of time. Unless you were to hire a company like I did recently to start making a shit ton of trial reels for you. But I hired the only company that I've found that's been able to do that costs $5,000 a month, but they post 10 trial reels to the account per day.
Okay.
There's
I mean, is it like,
there's no like smaller scale offering or service that does that. Like, it's either that or you just do all of the posting and all the content creation on your own. So what I would recommend, and what I did when I got started to get my first few viral reels, was I posted once, sometimes twice a day for about 2 years before I figured out one thing that I could keep repeatedly doing that would go viral, which are the reels that you guys see today, which is the when she says this. Because that was something that I randomly tried one day and that went super viral. And so then I realized, okay, that goes viral. Now all I have to do is do this same thing, but change it. So instead of when she says this, it was, you know, what about when she says that? And now it's just an infinite amount of opportunities for me to just come up with these scenarios, and I'm never going to run out. So I predictably go viral like every week. You know what I mean? So that's not just good for business, but I mean, imagine if you just did that for your personal page. So what I've got is a couple of different ways that I know for sure go viral. So way number one is going to be basically like, you know, the informational text overlay. So no matter what, like everybody in here, if you're going to want to do this, step number one would be to get B-roll footage of you doing something. So it's B-roll footage of you at an event, it's B-roll footage of you at the gym, it's B-roll footage of you like, you know, in a mansion, or maybe it's on a boat. And the way to get that is pretty easy. Like you just tell your buddy, like, hey, take a video of me, and
Mhm.
then just go walk up, and you don't even have to like talk to somebody. It could just be you walking across the room, or it could just be whatever. And, you know, I mean, it might take a week, or it might even take like a month, but you probably only need like 5 or 6 different clips that are like solid, like one clip from the gym, one clip from an event, one clip from whatever else, you know, something diverse. I think if you have like 5 of them, you can start to just kind of shuffle around and just, you know, use these different 5 and then keep switching it up that way, and probably do a refresh in like 6 months.
Mm.
So with the B-roll, so here's the virality frameworks. Is number 1 is the text overlay, where you're basically just like giving advice. Number 2 is just a simple quote. Like you can basically just take quotes that are already going viral and just paste that as text over your thing. And then the second one is going to be like the humor, like with like the female. So it's like the female hook. So have you ever seen Kevin's video? Kevin Garay, he's in the group. So he's a singer. He does like he's a musician. And there's this video where it's like this girl on Snapchat, right? It's like a girl filming herself, and she looks like all kind of like disgusted in the beginning, and then she flips the camera around and it's him. But it looks like it was recorded on Snapchat, where it says like, you know, never, you know, like never going on a Tinder date ever again or something like that. So it's a girl, and then it flips around and it's him like singing, and it's like funny.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like several different ways and several different ideas that I have, and several different things that I've done personally that have gone viral that I could teach to somebody else. It's just a matter of like somebody that wants to put in the reps and actually create these videos and then do it to go viral, because, you know, now we have the opportunity to do it without anybody knowing that you're even doing it or posting it on a separate profile,
Mm-hmm.
because you can just post it on trial reels and nobody even knows, unless it goes viral and then you say add to my main thing.
Right. Have you also heard there's like I got like an ad about this guy, I don't know, he's like talking about how some of these other people, like I don't know, Iman Gaji or whatever, they're out distributing people by posting on multiple different accounts.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's the same thing, like if you're posting like 40 times a month, they're posting like 400 times a month because they're just like have like 10 different accounts.
Yeah.
Do you think do you see like that as a play too, or like do you think that's just not necessary?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely, man. That's what this looks like at scale. So it only really makes sense if you're monetizing, because if you're gonna get clippers, or if you're gonna get a trial reels agency, like the one that I just hired, the trial reels agency that I was talking about, where
Mhm.
basically what they do is they go onto my Instagram. First of all, I give them all the B-roll.
Mhm.
Then they go onto my Instagram and they look at all my most top viral content. They kind of study it and understand why my strategy went viral. And then they just say, oh, okay. And then they replicate it themselves, but they iterate it 10 times and they post it 10 times a day.
Mm.
That's a $5,000 per month service.
Yeah.
If I'm not making 1 or 2 sales from that, that's a massively sunken cost.
Right.
So that doesn't make sense for the average person that's working a 9 to 5. And then if you're talking about clipping, which is like I put a video on YouTube, and then people, individuals like around the world, go to that video, take clips, they make their own viral videos, you know, however they know how to do that, and distribute it for me. I don't even know what that costs, but it's not free.
Oh
That's
yeah.
UGC, right? I think that's called user generated content.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really super familiar with like clippers, but I know that there's services where you can basically hire like a clipping army, where it's like, okay, you know, I pay X company a certain amount of money. They go on my YouTube and they've got all these different people that post on different accounts, and then like they take my clips and turn it into somehow cinematic or whatever. They do the editing and they post it, and then their caption just goes to my main page. So it's just more of me everywhere. That's what happens with Andrew Tate. Is Andrew Tate isn't posting all of these videos. It's like people posting videos of Andrew Tate, but that's, you know, also partially because he's on camera a lot, and then he says a lot of stuff that goes really, he's just a very viral person. So if somebody were to do that for me, my videos probably, you know, for a clipper, like it wouldn't go that viral. But yeah, I mean, if I kept doing it for a long time, then eventually people would be like, who is this guy that keeps coming up, you know?
So I wanted to ask, because I have my other page. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Traction Maxing.
Yeah.
I'm doing content where I'm teaching men how to be more grounded, masculine, more like emotional control, you know, working like leadership or high stress situations and being more attractive physically and like mentally to women and to like high status men. But basically I had a separate page for it, but I'm thinking maybe I should just do it on like my personal page, as I'm not really seeing the point. I want to take your point of view. I know you have 2 pages, but I don't know if should I just do it on my main page and just run reels on that, or what's your take on it?
It depends on what your goal is. So if your goal on that new page that you created is to turn it into a brand and then turn it into a business and then use that page to, you know, book calls or sell products, whether that's, you know, low ticket products, courses, or, you know, videos and stuff like that, or like actual coaching, then I'd say keep the business page.
Okay, so don't do it on the personal. I see some people do it on their personal, or maybe I think it's their personal, but it might not be. I don't know, but it looks like a lot of people are just using their personal brand, their personal page, and then just giving value and then just running that business through that.
Through their personal page, yeah. So I mean, I don't recommend that because, you know, I don't really know how people are doing it, but for me to be running my personal and my business page on one Instagram would not have made sense for me, especially getting started. Because right when I was getting started, nobody knew that I was gonna like up and decide to start doing like social circle coaching. If I would have started posting reels about that every day, everybody that had been following me and everybody up until that point that knew me would have thought that that was insane. Like they would have thought it was weird. Like think about the first couple of reels that I ever posted on my profile. Like if you guys ever like went on to my, I'll pull it up right now. Like these reels, the first ones that I ever, this might take forever to get to the bottom of. But if we were to go to the very, very bottom of New City Mastery and you guys see the videos that I was like first posting, I would not have been comfortable posting that with my like friends and everybody that I knew. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I set up the New City Mastery page, because I never linked the two and I never told anybody about this page here. I just took it upon myself to start posting on there, and every single person that followed me on this account either saw one of my ads or saw one of my viral reels. I never have once on my personal profile shared my business. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
I have, which is why I was curious on what your take was.
I've
But
never
personally, sorry,
I've never once shouted out my business on my personal page. I've never even once mentioned it.
Yeah,
There's
so
not
you just put coach.
I mean, I guess that also makes it even more like organic, like in the sense that it just all through Instagram's traffic, you know?
Yep. So I finally got to the very bottom. But it was like, you know, me recording reels, like talking into the camera, which I don't recommend.
Yeah.
No, that's what I've been seeing a lot of content on. But I see that your more recent stuff has been more viral.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to scroll through it again. I should have done it on this page. But not only are talking head, like where you're trying to give advice or just talk about something into the camera, not only is that like hard to script, like, okay, it's hard to get ideas, first of all, like what are you going to talk about once a day? You have to have the energy to do it and then go film it. you have to script it, and then you have to edit it, and then you have to post it, and then you have to watch it get 500 views. You know what I mean? It's like I was doing that for years. And then it wasn't until I just did B-roll with text, and it took me a fraction of the time, and it got like millions of views. So effort doesn't equal outcome when it comes to this stuff. Like this is all about strategy.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like if I really wanted to come up with something very high quality, trying to post every day, like something new would kind of like, just burn me out. So I'd have to like have certain clips, like you said, that kind of work well, that I can kind of mix and match. That, if I'm putting like different captions, different, hooks and all that, those type of things, they're perceived as completely new pieces of content.
Exactly. So I'm scrolling here.
Actually,
So you recommend putting a new page, and then what do you do for your personal? Do you like, I guess like your people who sign up for the program and everything, they kind of just follow your personal, and that's how it's been growing, as well as organic. Is
The
that
only
how?
way my personal Instagram, the only way that my personal Instagram gets followers is when I meet somebody in person and I tell them to get my Instagram.
Okay, so when we're bringing it back to how you were saying having a personal brand with viral videos is good for like, attracting like girls and people. Are you just talking about that from a non-business standpoint where you're just putting like some type of content every now and then, or how are we going to incorporate that between social circle and building events and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it would be for like non-business purposes.
Okay.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that something that I could very well do right now is just take all my viral videos that took me years to create from New City Mastery, and I could just start posting them as trial reels on my Brian Marquesano. Nobody would know about it, and Brian Marquesano would start getting a bunch of followers.
Okay, I got you.
So all of a sudden, my personal page, just so like not overnight, but seemingly overnight, would go from like 2,300 organic people to like 10,000.
Okay.
And so then when I'm out and about and I'm meeting people and they're meeting me, not the coach, not the online guy, but like say I'm just down at the street at the bar this weekend for Halloween, I'm not going to pull out New City Mastery. Like I pull out Brian. But what I'm saying is that Brian page would have 10,000. That would help me. Now, the reason I don't go back and do that is because I just don't feel the need. Like my circle is already established. I already have a hot ass girlfriend. And if anybody wants to question me, like my business is right over here for you to find if you want to search it up, and it does have over 30,000. So it's like I've already got it. But if it was back in the day when I had 1,000 people following me and no business page, it would have benefited me massively to know how to post videos on trial reels, just to at the very least get my personal page up to 10,000.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. I like that.
So yeah, I mean, definitely not for everybody, because you're going to be posting real content and getting real followers. If you really wanted 10,000 on your personal page, like I said, you could just buy 10K. But that never really appealed to me because, first of all, those people, I mean, unless you're paying for the engagement, they don't engage like for real. You don't get real like likes and comments and stuff. And then also like I would just kind of, I don't know, man, like you'd feel kind of like it wouldn't give you like real confidence. Like 10K bought, 10K that you actually earned feels way different than 10K that you bought. So,
and those bot followers fall off because they either get banned or like deleted, and so over time you'll see it slowly start to drop. I did that way years ago where I bought 10K, didn't feel good at all, and I started noticing like it started dropping like drastically because they just started getting deleted.
Oh, really? So, okay, so you have you've got experience with buying followers.
Yeah, I did that
Okay.
way back in the Fresh and Fit days when I was following them. They told me just to buy 10K, but that's just so you can go. That was when you can go live, and he was saying go live and then do raffles and stuff like that and giveaways to get organic from that 10K. But yeah, I started off with the 10K followers and buying the likes and buying they were not the comments, but just the likes.
So how much does back in the day, how much did 10,000 followers cost?
Like $25. It wasn't expensive at all.
Oh, really? 25 bucks?
Yeah, and so you just and it was kind of shitty, but you could just go in there, you type in your Instagram tag, you pay the money, and then you just watch the followers just slowly start building, getting all the notifications. But I'm like, that's not a good method because you could just bot anyone's account, just put their username in, and just destroy their account. But yeah, but it wasn't expensive. But the expensive thing is to buy the likes because that adds up. Then now you're paying like $25 for like every like 200 likes, and if you want to match it up to 10K followers, you kind of want to get like 200-300 likes per picture. So if you're uploading like 20 pictures, and that adds up. So that's where the likes add up because you got to do individual videos slash picture. But the followers is cheap because it's just one and done. But
That's
it didn't feel good at all. Like I could feel the fakeness, and I wasn't confident when I was showing. People were like, "Oh wow, you got 10K followers." I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how I would feel too. Because it's not like people ask you, but let's say, yeah, I mean, you get a girlfriend or whatever. She might eventually be curious, like just what's the deal here? Like, why do you have so many followers? And then you're like, oh, I bought them. Like, I just have never thought that that was a good move.
hmm
But I've got friends that have done it and stuff like that. Nobody can really know for sure. So, anyways, I've got my regular or my business Instagram pulled up, and as you can see, like, first two reels I ever posted, I was like at the beach and I had this girl help me and I scripted this thing out and I memorized my lines and I did the captions and it took me a while. I mean, it didn't take me all day, but this definitely was a time out of my day to do this. And yeah, posted it and it's like 300 views. And that went on for a while. Where it's like I kept filming these and they'd get 97 views, 2 likes, 3, 0. You see what I'm saying?
hmm
So the beauty of the trial reels piece is like you'd be able to post real content, and then if and when one of them gets 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, then you can tell it to share to the rest of your profile, or you can share it to your main profile. So now anybody that's following you is seeing that content, but they're only seeing that when you're choosing to share content that was successful.
hmm
So out of nowhere, you're just like, bam, like to all my regular followers, now all of a sudden they're seeing a video that has like 500 likes or 1,000 likes or like 1 million views or whatever. So that would be a flex because your profile will legitimately have videos on it that have these view counts. I'd have to scroll. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way up. But it's
Yeah,
like not.
for
It's
that.
not. It's not just the followers, because if somebody comes to my page, yeah, they see the followers, and then they're like, I wonder if that's real. They go to my Reels tab, and then they see, okay, those are probably legit followers because there's a video here that has 11 million views,
hmm
and the rest of these videos get 30, 50, 25, 21, 27, 1.5. So it's like, okay, this is definitely legit.
I think for the guys who aren't trying to do like a brand for that, where like someone's gonna be looking for them for like coaching or some type of advice. I think the funniest ones is like the B-roll videos, but they put like a funny caption on there.
Exactly.
I mean, just scroll through Instagram Reels and just save all the little captions you see that's funny.
Yep.
And honestly, is regurgitated what you're saying with your own B-roll is probably like the best way to go. like the least investment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you can just go on Reels, and once in a while, you'll see, yeah, something like this, right? Now that's a pretty specific B-roll clip, but you probably wouldn't want to post that. But if you had a clip like that and you didn't want people to see it, you could post it as a trial reel.
Mm-hmm.
So like this isn't exactly what I'd recommend. Like I've got other frameworks that I used in the past, specifically on Threads. I don't know if you guys have used Threads,
Not yet.
but yeah, using Threads to find viral text, because Threads is basically Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never used Twitter, but on Threads, you can just go on there and you can just see like viral advice or a funny thing that got reshared a bunch. You can just put that text that already went viral on Threads over a B-roll clip of you on your personal profile and post it as a trial reel and nobody knows, and you could get 10,000 views.
And then B-roll could be something as simple as someone recording you just laughing for like 10 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, getting the B-roll is the first piece, but it's not hard to do.
Yora, at what point did you start using making use of the trial reels, and like did that have like a significant impact on your page?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started using trial reels pretty much as soon as it came out. This video was a trial reel. This video was a trial reel. This one was a trial reel. This 1.5 million was a trial reel.
Jeez.
And by the way, I didn't create any of those videos. So those are,
Your
because
agent.
now I'm at the level where I've got somebody making trial reels for me. And they post 10 of them a day. And all I do is see one that's like, oh, okay, one of them got, 20,000 views or whatever. I'll just publish that to the main one. That's a good one.
So sick, dude.
So yeah, the IG game
Yeah.
is
I have a
like
question about presentation.
it's becoming more and more playable.
I have a
What's
question
that?
about I have a question about presentation, because I think I was telling you this last time, but like I feel like, so 'cause I use like Hinge and stuff like that, right? So I do pretty well on there, but I've noticed like even a girl that has extremely high interest, whenever I bring them over to Instagram, and I don't know if the attraction dies or what happens, but like literally every single time. So there's clearly something on my profile that they're not liking, or maybe they're thinking my SMV is a certain level, and then they see the Instagram and I don't have 10K followers. Like it could be as simple as that. But I notice when I keep them on text, I do really well, and not that it never turns into anything, I guess is what I'm saying, when I bring them to Instagram. So my question is like, I was gonna ask, like, how does my presentation look? I probably should have asked you this before I messed around with my profile, because I like changed photos around. I feel like maybe it just looks, maybe maybe it's too try hard, or maybe there's like too many girls on there. Like I'm not really sure what they're seeing, that like maybe I have a blind spot or something.
Well, we can look at the profile, but are you talking about you're taking girls straight from Hinge to Instagram?
I mean, sometimes, like if they have high interest, I'll tell them to message me on there, and they'll message me and they'll follow me. And not that I don't think they completely lose attraction, but it's not like as high as it was before.
Yeah, because
So
going from a dating app to Instagram, that act in and of itself can be a turn off, because then they see you as not serious.
okay.
Someone that's like serious about dating, or someone that's like serious about them, is gonna want their phone number.
Right.
They're gonna want to text them. They're gonna want to take them on a date. they're not going to feel the need or want to show them their Instagram or get them to add them on Instagram. Maybe they're just trying to get followers on Instagram.
Hmm.
And,
Okay.
you know, even like initially inviting them to a party can be something that they don't want.
Yeah, I mean that was a whole nother variable when I was inviting them to rooftop event. They seemed very receptive, but I don't think really any of those girls actually came.
Yeah, whenever I would like invite straight from a party or straight to a party from Hinge, I would always kind of preface it and call that out a little bit. I'd be like, hey, listen, and this would be if I was like traveling. I'd be like, hey, listen, I know that this isn't like a proper first date, so like 100% I owe you one, but I was wondering if you wanted to, you know, be my plus one to this event.
Right.
Because then at least it's still kind of dating. It's still kind of like, because that's what girls come for on Hinge. Like they're not out there expecting some like social circle gamers to come in and like, you know, like funnel them, you know?
They can feel it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they can feel that, but it just is like a little bit of a mismatch. And we've even had occasions where guys were just like sending invites like on Hinge and that got their account shut down.
Oh, damn.
So even Hinge doesn't want guys recruiting for events.
Yeah. I gotta be careful then. I mean, I only did it one time, but
That's why I always recommend, man, like when it comes to Hinge, dude, just use my exact script.
hmm,
Because it gets the job done, man. All it is just getting a phone number.
yeah.
That's all you really need.
Is the
Yeah.
can I be honest one? Is that still like is that your go-to like opener?
Dude, that's gonna live forever. I'm telling you, that script
I
is gonna
figured out that shit. It's been working for me.
They
That's
can't not want to know.
too much curiosity, man. There's too much intrigue. But yeah, the push pull after that, the
I have a question there. What do you do when you have no replies in that sequence?
if someone like stops responding after about a day or two, I'll send a follow-up and I'll just be like, hey, did our love die? Or hey, think you forgot to hit send, or hey, bumping this up just in case it got buried in your inbox, like just funny follow-ups. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
So depending on who it is, I'll send one of those. And if it's a girl that is like, you know, really, really attractive, I might even do it again.
Hmm.
I might even like triple text.
So not repeat the last text. So for example, think you might have 7 out of 8 of my weaknesses. I'm like, no reply.
So yeah, you say, can I be honest? You say, she says yes, and then you say, low key glad that we matched. Think you might have 7 out of my weaknesses. Haha.
I kind of is adding this thing.
Don't
It's kind
change
of
it
get
though. That's what I'm telling you. Don't change it.
no, when they tell no response, I just say 1/7 bad texter. So it's like putting them on the spot.
Wait, you say what? Something about being a bad texter?
Yeah, like you missed texting. So that's one of my weakness.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't give them anything with the weaknesses. I wouldn't like mention that. I wouldn't talk about that. Like that. That's a thing that you keep from them forever. Like that's just an enigma. So I wouldn't try to reference. I would never use callback humor referencing the weaknesses. Like
Hmm.
the whole point of the script is it's just pure intrigue.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time I see some girls want to spend some time on the text piece. I know the sequence
No, they
tailors
don't.
to get to the date.
Yeah, they don't want that, man. If the script, this is what I'll tell you, is if the script is not working, then it's your profile.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna ask you what your profile look like.
yeah, it's your profile. Because I've done this, dude. I've used this same exact script for years. I have the same profile for years, and it did not matter what city, it did not matter what time of day, it did not matter what the occasion was. If I put that profile in a city, that script would work most of the time.
I do have an interesting I actually had two things I wanted to mention to you. Well, one being this is kind of situational. I had like a date tonight or whatever, and somehow I turned this joke of like giving her like a welcome cake, like a neighborly offering, because she actually lives in basically the same apartment that I do, but it's like across the street, so it's the same apartment complex, but it's in a different um, building. And then I matched with this other girl. I was like, damn, there's a lot of girls who like I'm matching with in the same like apartment complex. This is like the second or third one. I matched with her, and then I essentially say the same thing. I was like, I'm, I guess I owe you a, like a, this is going right.
Yeah, that's not good.
And so tonight, she's like, "You're coming over." I'm like, yeah, I forget what I said, but I was like, I mean, yeah, if it's okay with you, I can give you your red velvet cake or whatever cake she said she liked. So I'm going over there tonight at 7:30, and I'm like, this is interesting because the girl that I matched with, they kind of look a little similar, and I think they have like a similar photo. Like there was this photo in the garage. I'm like, they're in the exact same spot. I was like, oh shit, they probably took turns taking that photo. And then the last message she sent me after she agreed till tonight to tonight, she's like, hey, just so you know, I have a roommate, but she's chill. So I'm like, yeah. And I actually got both of their numbers the same night. I matched with them the same night. I have a date, I think, with her roommate on Thursday, and I have a date with her tonight tonight. So I'm not sure if I should just.
You have a date set up with both of them?
I think I do.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right. Continue.
Yeah. So I don't know for sure, but I'm like 80% sure that the other girl that I match with are their roommates.
Yeah, that's fucked. So that's
I
not
don't
good.
even know how to go. And the
Yeah.
problem is I said the same thing to them. That's the problem.
That is fucked. Yeah.
Cake thing.
But you can get out of this. So basically, you got to really decide. You got to definitely choose. You should definitely not be trying to set up a date with both of them. That's not gonna work, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know for sure if they're roommates. I think they are though.
I don't even know if that's worth the risk, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
is the only way that I could see playing this is first of all, you got to pick one, and probably it's going to be the one that you're talking with first.
Yeah.
It's the one that you already got the day with soonest. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can't-
Well, I mean,
you
it was the
can't
day
go
I
for
got
her.
it with her sooner within like a few hours.
So you gotta not bring it up right now. You gotta hope that they don't mention it or they don't say nothing.
I think she's gonna be there though.
And then I would not have done that. Like set it up so that I'm going to their house to run into both of them at the same time.
Well, I didn't know until it was too late.
I would try to just take her on a regular date and then isolate her, and then I would be the one to try to call it out. So I'd build up the vibe. I'd kind of get going with it. You know, I'd probably kiss her and shit. Like I'd run the whole play. Like I'd take her through the whole nine, and I'd get her invested, and then I'd be like, okay, but there's something like kind of towards the end. I'd be like, okay, but there's like something that like I forgot to tell you, and I'd build it up. I'd be like, you're gonna be like really mad at me. And she'd be like, what is it? I'd be like, no, like, okay, you have to promise you're not going to break up with me. Like, I'd go through this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then I'd think, all right, so like, scale of 1 to 10, you know, 1 being not mad at all, and 10 being, you know, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. You know, what would you what would you say if I told you, like, I think I might have accidentally matched with your roommate on Hinge too? And I'd bring it up. I'd call it out, and then I'd be like, okay, then she'd be fine with that or whatever, and I'd be like, because it's normal, like whatever, you didn't know. And then I'd be like, what if I like accidentally made the same joke about the cake? Like I'd call that out double. Like I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I can't go around.
You gotta get ahead of that. And then afterwards, you gotta make her feel comfortable and be like, just so you know, full transparency, like I hope that doesn't make you feel some type of way, because like, you know, you at like 100%, like don't tell your roommate I told you this, but you're my first choice 100%.
Yeah.
So you could get her, you could keep her, but what's that?
Smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd lock it in that way. I'd call it out, and then yeah, you know, if you go back to her place or whatever, I'd be like, I'd probably do something funny. I'd be like, well, the gang's all here or something, you know? I don't know. Because you got to get in front of that shit, bro.
Hank's all here. That's great.
And you can
Yeah.
start having an honest conversation about dating apps. Be like, come on, y'all, like for real. Like, have you guys, has this ever happened to you guys? Have you, and they'll probably
Yeah.
be like, "Yeah, I relate to that. And then like, be like, do you guys like, you know, send similar messages? Like, I don't really know what to say. Like, you know, you ever know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just relate. Like, just be relatable and you can get past it totally.
All right, bet. So, all right, okay. That
You
makes
just
sense.
hang out with both the girls and
I mean, I'm
make
fine.
the
I
other
could
girls
totally
leave.
do that. Yeah. So I basically I gotta choose her. Basically, I have to choose one. I can't have my cake and eat it too.
Maybe. I mean, maybe, but I mean, that's gonna be pretty tough, bro. Like,
They're
they're
both
gonna
pretty hot.
they're gonna take you nice, yeah. They're gonna take each other's side over yours, you know. And if they feel like you're being disrespectful, like if they
Yeah.
feel slighted or disrespected, then they're gonna stand up for each other. They're roommates. They're not just gonna take the side of some random guy on Hinge.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
You better not get put in that fucking T app. Are we dating the same guy?
Bro, it's over.
T app got
All right,
deleted.
cool, I'm in it.
Apple
It's
removed
over.
T app off the Apple store.
They what?
I read that Apple removed the T app off the store, out the
Oh,
store.
they did?
I haven't verified, but that's what I just saw.
That's probably
look.
for the bro. Fucking gossiping app. Slander.
Defamation.
Yeah, a bunch
We
of
all
fucking
got doxxed. That's
defamation app.
Another thing, I guess the last thing I wanted to say to you was like, sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I don't know if I fully agree with this because I feel like I'm someone who is, I think the people that may judge me for this, all right, well, I'll say I've been pretty successful in my life with what I'm doing. Like I've been able to like juggle relationships and like my work and stuff like that. But sometimes I feel like, man, am I a little bit too relationship focused? You know what I mean? Because it's not like I'm just focused on that. Like I'm focused on my career and like building a business, like making a bunch of money and shit like that. But sometimes I'm like, man, maybe I am a little bit too relationship focused. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's important to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, relationships are the motivator anyways.
Yeah.
Like relationships is what makes the world go around. Like if there weren't any women, like guys wouldn't really build businesses. Like we'd just like hang out and play Xbox.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like making money and building businesses, like it's kind of just a power and a resources and a status grab to get more sexual selection anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like Evo Psych 101, which is basically like everything is rooted in mating.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like just being self-aware and not letting it, you know, like whatever is if you bring the unconscious to the conscious, then it's never a problem because then it's not controlling you or running you.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like it does. I feel like it is important to me for sure. I mean, my this feedback came from people who probably not the best to give me feedback. This come from a buddy of mine who's in a relationship now, which is fine, you know, but like he doesn't have the same mentality as me. And also from my sister. So, but I'm the person who like takes feedback from anyone because like, you know, even though they may not have necessarily the best answer, it's still feedback, you know. So it's just something to be aware of.
Yeah, man. I mean, relationships, you know, the need for like connection and sex and all that stuff is a very powerful motivator. I mean, I'm a pretty good example of that. Like, look at how much I care about it. You know, I mean, this is all I sit around and talk about at all anymore. And it's helped me in my personal dating life significantly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, without all of this and becoming the man that I've become, like I wouldn't be dating the girl that I'm dating and I wouldn't have had all the experiences that I had. Like it really is kind of thanks to the game
Hmm.
and just understanding there's like, you know, learnable bits and pieces to it. Like it really is life changing, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't regret going through my, cold approach era. I don't regret going through I was talking to somebody on a call today where I was going through like just like basically like a boot camp, like personal, where I was just dating for the sake of practice. And I was like double booking and triple booking myself for like Wednesday nights.
Mhm.
Or I would double book Tuesday night and I would double book Wednesday night. And then there was one time I wanted to see how far I could take it. And then I would triple book Tuesday night and I would triple book Wednesday night. So
Damn, did they all show up?
well, no, you can't. No, you can't show up all of them. But like,
No, I mean like, cause double booking, you could do like 6:30 to 7:30.
oh, I see.
And then you could do
Fuck
like
that.
a 7:45 to 8:45. Like,
No,
it's a
I
lot.
never considered that. Like for me, it was a game of like how many dates can I set, first of all? Like just get good at mass setting dates and have like 6 dates set in 1 week.
Mm,
Just getting girls to confirm for a date was like a thing that I wanted to be good at. Where it's
Yeah.
like I'm getting a yes to a day, place, and time. Like that's kind of like a key metric. So
Yeah.
I didn't have time and I didn't really want to like go on all these dates. So I would triple book it. And what that allowed me to do is of those 3, it kind of gives you a little bit of wiggle room for one of them to cancel.
Exactly.
One of them will kind of flake out. And then between the 2, there's either going to be one that's like, more excited than the other that I'll choose, or like maybe I'm excited about the other one for a specific reason that I'll choose, and then I'll cancel the second one. And then because I canceled the second one, she's not used to a guy canceling on her. So she gets reset, and then she's even more excited for the next date. So it's like a win-win with both of those girls.
Mm.
And then you care even less about the third one that dropped off because you're like, joke's on you. I have 2 other dates set. For the
Brian, do you talk about this like date setting technology in
Joke's on you. Yeah.
Well, I heard
Look at
somebody
this
ask the
mindset.
question.
Yeah, I was asking the question. Like this is in the texting framework that you have, right? Like this date setting thing.
Yeah. I wasn't really running that until more recently, but that's probably the best date setting syntax that is out there.
And you set the date. Okay, I didn't like go over it too closely, but do you set the date before you even get them off the app? Is that like a good way to do it, or do you get them off the app and then set the date?
No, I use the Hinge script. Like if you're talking about Hinge,
Mm-hmm.
I use the Hinge script and then I use the date setting script on text.
Okay.
So I'll get their phone number. It's all in the vault. So the vault has the date setting script, even the buffer messages from the app to text.
Mm-hmm.
So the first app to text from the app is, hey, name, Brian, your BF from Hinge, haha. WYRD. What are you doing? Then you chit chat and then you just go into the date setting. Like, oh, not much, busy week, blah, blah, blah. Let her say something. If she seems chatty, maybe do a little bit of back and forth. But if not, then I just be like, yeah, cool. So anyways, like, what are your thoughts on Barcelona Wine Bar? And she'll be like, it's cool. I like it. I've never been. And then I'll be like, oh, damn. If you've never been, I'll be like, damn, like you must be. I might kind of riff on that for a little bit. Like maybe you're new to Charlotte, or like, how have you not been there? Or if she's been there, I'll be like, yeah, like I think it's probably like the best spot personally. Not a lot of good. Like I'll just give personal input, and then I'll be like red wine or white wine.
Yeah, I do that one as well. I've been doing that for a while. Actually, I got that from like John Anthony.
Yep.
Is that where you got it from, John Anthony?
It's actually not, man. Part of the reason that Coach Kyle and I had a falling out is because I worked on his team.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say the Can I Be Honest opener is from his text vault.
Mm-hmm.
But like where he got that text opener and where that comes from, who knows? Like,
right.
We're really calling like Can I Be Honest? Like we're calling a text opener like intellectual property. It's kind of a little bit crazy.
Right.
Like,
And that's not even like anything crazy. I think I've used that before.
Yeah, bro. Like if your business rides or dies on like Can I Be Honest as your text opener, and that's like if I use that, then like we're not homies anymore, and you just want to like block me on everything, then whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
Coach Kyle blocked me for that a long time ago. But
Yeah.
a lot of my texting stuff is inspired from Coach Kyle.
the red or white wine, like the red or white, I would sometimes even just use that as an opener if I saw them like with a picture of like a drink in their hand. You know what I mean?
That could
So,
work.
or wine, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, bro, if she's feeling your profile, she's gonna respond.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Like it comes mostly down to your profile. So like, you know, submit asking like, what do I do if someone stops texting me on Hinge? Like probably get a better profile.
Mhm.
Not even that the photos are bad, but it's just the whole idea around like the attractive, you know, the female gaze, like the attractive man archetype.
Didn't I send you my profile one time, like screenshots of it? I think we never got a chance to like, you know, formally go over, you know, the ins and outs of it.
Maybe we did. I can't remember, but we can definitely do that.
We can resend it because I've been talking to Chad. For those that don't know in the group, he's the guy who's defund simping. It's like a dating coach. But yeah, he's been kind of giving me some tips, and I improved some of the things on the like the photos wise on the app, and that already had like some good results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just getting high resolution photos is a really good first step.
Mhm.
Second step is going to be body language and posing. Third step is going to be background and environment. You know, fourth layer after that would probably be a little bit of like status signaling / social proof. And then after that, prompts. That's pretty much it.
What's the last one?
Prompts.
Prompts. Okay.
Yeah, they just the prompts need to just be non-serious and kind of funny. Like you definitely don't want to make it seem like you're taking Hinge super seriously.
Right.
And I even play into like that's being played into on the script, where it's like that's how I close. Is like I'm basically like we're having this. She thinks we're having this conversation. Then I come back. I'm like, hey, sorry, like I don't fucking use this thing. Here's my number. What's yours?
Yeah. No,
Like this is ridiculous. You know, this is a joke.
I saw that text, the one that you said, like, you know, text game is bullshit. Like you sent it to her. That's hella.
Dude, it really is, man.
Oh.
There's definitely some principles. There's definitely some like core concepts to understand, but dude, the shit that I used to, oh my God, man, it's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a solid profile, you can get away with pretty much saying like whatever you want. I mean, not like to an extent. Like if you have like a system, you can just stick to that system.
Yeah, I mean, there's videos out there that prove it too, where like in a really, really attractive profile, they send messages to girls that are like just totally out of pocket, and the girls respond, like just saying fucked up shit.
It's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Like, have you seen what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have. Like, there's this one where the guy is like a model, and then
Right.
he's saying that he's basically like he got locked up for like fucking with a kid or something like that, and she's like, well, you know, you learn from your mistakes, you know, like they just don't care. Like, there's no morality.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. Like, it's amazing. Like, I still have not fully digested female nature, bro. Like, as long as I've understood and been conscious of it, I still, like, my brain cannot wrap my head around this shit still. Like, as far as just, like, the shit that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, it is what it is. I mean, I understand it, though.
I mean, there's a couple of things also that in terms of like personality wise, it's like you heard about like the dark triad.
Mm-hmm.
For men, yeah.
Narcissism, Machiavellianism. Forgot the last one was called. But
I mean,
basically exhibiting certain traits makes them like, especially if you have like a very attractive appearance, it almost kind of amplifies that, you know.
Yeah, I
it-
mean those things all come with you being more like selfish, and usually when you're selfish, you're like just more confident and probably have more resources because you're selfish. So it does signal a lot of like good things as far as resources, your ability to get resources and shit like that.
I mean, I think it's also kind of comes down to like, I don't know, maybe Brian, you probably experienced this, but like when you got like something good going with the girl, like when you like, for example, when I was like dating this Mexican girl earlier this year, like dude, I was getting dates left and right, even like with girls that had kind of, and they didn't know about this. Oh, there's something psychological too, because like none of these other girls knew that I'm dating someone, and yet I was still getting dates with people that were kind of blowing me off a little bit before. Like, or it was just like I'd had to work more harder, but I don't know.
You were probably just moving with a different energy, man.
Yeah,
You probably just had more confidence internally, and it just was being reflected externally.
Mm.
100%.
Just women are just a mirror. You get what you expect.
Do I have too much status signaling on my page?
No, no, not really. Nah. Some of the modeling stuff might be a little bit feminine,
Mhm.
but that it's definitely not. There's nothing on here that's gonna be like cutting against you.
Okay. I used to have girls comment on the models I used to box with.
Yeah.
That's when they were like more higher up in my page though.
Oh yeah, these baddies.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of like fuckboy vibes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it's business over the hoe. So
Yeah, you can get away with it, man. I mean, it's yeah, if you just explain that it's business, like business is always the perfect excuse, man. Like think about it for me, man. Like I get away with murder because I mean, look at my page, right? But like my girl understands like this is how I make money.
yeah.
And then it's respectable. But it's the problem, like with all the fucking
That's-
MOA guys, like they're posting all the women and stuff, and it's like not a respectable thing. It's like, why are you doing that?
You mean they're giving it like they're diminishing the value of it?
No, they're presenting themselves as players for no reason. Like there's no real like use case for them to be doing this.
Yeah, I actually appreciate your take last time that you were talking about. I don't know if I fully agree with like, because he said something about what's his name, the MOA guy, the
Michael
main
Sartain?
guy. Yeah, Michael Zardane. Status is status. Do you agree with that?
There's a
I think
difference, bro. There's a difference between respect and infamy. So that's where the line gets blurred, right?
That's not
Status
what he's saying. He's just saying it
status
doesn't
is
matter what
broken
it
down.
is.
Like status has components to it, right? Respect is one of them. Infamy, right? So like you can be infamous. You can be, have high status and people don't respect you. Shooters, murderers, rapists, those people have status. They don't have
See, here's the
respect.
problem with that though. Here's the problem with that. There are some guys in jail who have status and women still fawn over them.
Yeah, of course. But bro, those women are nuts. The women that are all like trying to fuck Jeffrey Dahmer and shit. Like, dude, of course, yeah. I mean, he's getting pussy. He's famous. He's a killer, and women are still chasing him. Those women are fucked up in the head, bro.
That's so you don't think that's like a deep. This might sound crazy, but you don't think that's like a deep female nature or whatever the fuck. thing in all women, but some women just suppress it a little bit better, or
Yeah, yeah,
they're
it is. It
yeah.
is deep female nature, but you want a woman that can, have a good mix between nature and nurture.
Mm,
I was explaining this on to somebody else. Like, there's the whole evo psych side, and then there's also social psychology, where it's
mhm,
like we're shaped by evolution, but our brains are also neuroplastic. So like we are products of our environment. Like we're a product of our upbringing, we're a product of our family, we're a product of our church, we're a product of all these things.
mm,
And so the more primal a woman is, I mean, the more that you kind of want to like watch out for that,
mm.
because we all have desires, right? Like, if it's in a female's nature to love serial killers and rapists, then maybe it's in my nature to be a serial killer and a rapist.
Mhm.
But like, am I gonna fucking act on that? Like, no. That's not conducive to like a modern environment. No matter how much pussy it gets me, I'm not gonna do that. So like
Mhm.
morality comes into play and shit too. And it's like you want a woman that has like some level of morality. She's sold her soul, bro. If she's doing OnlyFans, if she's a porn star, if she's chasing after Jeffrey Dahmer, like that chick has sold her soul. You can find bad bitches and hot women that haven't done that. And it's not like they're just church girls or whatever, because nobody's safe from not being moral just because they put on
Mhm.
the mask either. They're just regular girls, man. You got to find them. Like, you got to date a lot of women. The girl that I'm dating now is not, she was right across the street from where I live. I didn't have to fly
It's
to
crazy.
fucking, I didn't have to fly to fucking South America. I didn't have to move to Tampa. I didn't have to go anywhere except for my own backyard. And does she have her own hypergamous female nature and tendencies? Yeah. But I can see that she actively like learns and reads and understands her own nature and stuff like that. And like
Yeah, I need that.
doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to fall into that,
Yeah.
because it's like for whatever reason, somewhere along the way, she thinks highly of herself and she respects herself. Like she sees herself as more than that. So even if deep down, like she wanted to go screw around with Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever, like she would never like act on that or admit that to herself or whatever, right? Like I can have urges to fuck every woman that I see. That's not who I am. And I do have those urges. Every hot girl that I see, I want to fuck.
Mm.
But like I recognize it as a thought. Like I register it as just whatever. So you just got to find people that know how to live on that spectrum.
Yeah, it's always so interesting because you have these like I don't know, like some dudes that be like just scrolling past reels, and then some guys are just, and this has been happening as of late, but like the guy that I sent in the group, it's like he's so extreme on the women are like, for example, he's like there's no there's no honor in female nature or something like that. Like they're not,
Yeah.
like women are not built, they're gonna just basically go off of their emotion. It's like how much of that worldview is really objective and how much of that worldview is like,
Too red pilled, bro. Yeah, it's too red pilled. Like the real answer is purple pill.
I think that's the real answer. I think that's the true worldview
It is,
because it
bro.
balances everything.
Yeah, it's all balance, man.
Eh,
And anybody that's like, saying that women are slaves to their emotions, this or that, bro,
Oh,
like I get
he
it.
said
Like
women don't feel guilt, and that's why when a woman
that's
leaves
not
you,
true, dude. That's
they
not
build
true.
a narrative around this, that, and the third because they've evolved in order to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And some women act upon that and act in that way more so than others, right?
It's a spectrum.
But yeah, it's a spectrum. But at the same time, man, like if anybody's selling something, like if they're a coach, like they're probably going to be biased and they're probably just gonna like work angles.
Hey, hey, Brian, I have a question. And when it comes to like, if you're understanding like female nature as like there's similarities between all these different girls, and you want to attract the more like attractive, like the girls that you find to be attractive, the fact that you sometimes like you kind of like treat them differently than you would someone who you're not as into, kind of
Okay.
the differentiator. Like, I mean, that's at least, and that's how I've kind of understood from my experiences, right? So what if you just kind of like, is the way to do it is to just like kind of treat them all like the same? Because some people will tell you not to do that. Like you have to still treat like, you know, you have to be more, how do you say it? Like you have to have like an extra layer of like competence when you're dealing with someone who's like more attractive.
That's probably true. Yeah. I mean, the higher her SMV is, the higher your SMV has to be, and your SMV is going to be in part contributed to by your level of competence. Just makes sense.
So you can't just kind of, I guess on the dating apps, how you have like a system like framework that you could just like kind of just push out the same type of text to every girl.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, obviously, like, does that work for you, like, regardless of how hot the girl is?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But then you can't do that. You can't have that same approach, obviously, like in an actual real life setting.
I mean, I ran the first date the same way I ever ran it with the girlfriend that I'm dating now. Same first date I've been doing for years. She told me it was the best date she'd ever been on.
Because you practiced it.
They got me on the T app for that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I told her. I was like, yeah, like makes sense.
So you practice
Yeah.
makes perfect.
Yeah. So I sent you guys like, I mean, just kind of to wrap this up here, on the subject of like balance and everything kind of being on a spectrum. I put David Tien in here. Like you guys probably want to make sure that you're watching the variance when it comes to like content creators. And it's not just dating coaches and red pill guys. Like there's also like therapists and stuff like that that have different perspectives. I think David Tien is probably my favorite because he does like an IFS. He's an IFS therapist dating guy. And he talks about like authenticity and the false self and masks and
I like that. That's yeah.
like a bunch of different stuff, you know, like how pickup is counterproductive, you know. So you just gotta see both sides, you know, and then kind of find your style. All right, boys. I sent that video in the Discord. You guys can check it out if you want. Let me know what you
I
think.
gotta set up that call with you. I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just hit me up on the side.
Brian, also like to go over that AI thing, the scraping. Do you want to do a call for that, or should I just kind of just give?
Just shoot me a text in the Discord. We'll get it sorted.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, boys. Have a good week.
Peace.
Thursday. Peace.
All right, CB.